Hi, this video deals with the subject of how to enjoy life and reduce your stress. If you want more advice on how to combat chronic stress, I've put together an ebook full of useful tips, so please click the link in the description for this video to check it out.
A huge problem people who are overly stressed have is the ability to say no. Maybe your mother wants you to take grandma to the store, but you're in the middle of a big work project. Perhaps your best friend asks if you wouldn't mind babysitting her kids when you've already made plans with yourself to get your hair cut. There's no reason why you have to say yes to everybody. In fact, there are often times when you should turn them down. If you find yourself agreeing to do things when you really don't want to, you're a people pleaser. Sounds like a nice trait to have, but it's a huge stressor. People pleasers think of other people's needs before their own. They worry about other people, what they want, think, or need, and spend a lot of time doing things for others. They rarely do things for themselves, and then they feel guilty when they do. It's hard work being a people pleaser. People pleasers hold back saying what they really think. They don't ask for things that they would really like, and they think if someone will be upset with them if they do ask. Yet they often spend time with people who don't consider their needs at all. In fact, people pleasers often feel driven to make insensitive or unhappy people feel better, even at the detriment to themselves. Constantly trying to please other people is draining, and many people pleasers feel anxious, worried, unhappy, and are tired a lot of the time. They may not understand why no one does anything for them when they do so much for others, and yet they don't ask for what they need. A people pleaser may believe that if they ask someone for help and that person agrees, that person would be giving out of obligation, not because they really wanted to. The thinking goes, if they really wanted to help, they would have offered without me asking. This line of thinking happens because people pleasers themselves feel obliged to help and do not always do things because they want to. Sadly, people pleasers have been taught that their worth depends on doing things for others. When they do take a moment for themselves, they feel selfish, indulgent, and guilty, which is why they're often on the go, rushing to get things done. Since people pleasers accomplish so much and are easy to get along with, they are often the first to be asked to do things. They're vulnerable, and they begin to be taken advantage of. People pleasers were most likely raised in homes where their needs and feelings were not valued, respected, or considered important. They were often expected as children to respect or to take care of other people's needs, or they may have been silenced, neglected, or otherwise abused, thus learning that their feelings and needs were not important. In many cultures, girls were raised to be people pleasers, to think of others' needs first, and to neglect their own. Most women have at least some degree of people pleasing in them. Men who identified with their mothers often do as well. People pleasers' focus is mostly on others and away from themselves. They often feel empty or don't know how to feel or what they think or what they want to focus on themselves. It's possible to change this pattern starting now. First, practice saying no. This is a very important word. Say it as often as you can, just to hear it and how it comes out of your mouth. Say it out loud when you're alone. Practice phrases with no in them, such as, no, I can't do that, or no, I don't want to go there. Try it for simply practice, and then build your way up to harder situations. Stop saying yes all the time. Try to pause or take a deep breath before responding to someone's request. You may want to answer requests with, I need to think about that first, and I'll get back to you. Or, let me check my schedule and I'll call you back. Use any phrases that you feel comfortable with that gives you time before you automatically respond with a yes. You'll feel guilty when you start it, but it won't always be so. Remember that your mental health is well worth the aggravation that you may have to take it from others. What's important is you. Figure out what gives you pleasure. For example, you may like reading magazines, watching videos, going to a park, or listening to music. Give yourself permission to do those things and then enjoy them. Ask someone to help you with something. I know this is a hard one, but you can do it. After all, everyone else is asking you for favors. Be tolerant if they turn you down. Just because you have always told them yes doesn't mean they always have to tell you yes. Many people pleasers believe that nobody will like them if they stop doing things for other people. If this happens, then you are just being used, and it's better that those people aren't in your life anyway. People enjoy your company for who you are and not what you do. You deserve to take time for yourself, so say no and take care of yourself without feeling guilty. It's within your reach to change, one small step at a time. Take a break. So often, we know inside ourselves that we need a break. That break might be a full-fledged vacation or a weekend getaway. Either way, getting out of the daily grind can be amazingly liberating and a huge way to get rid of stress and anxiety. Unfortunately, many people think that they can't take time to get away. This is toxic thinking. Get out and get away. How many times have you continued working knowing that you're not giving 100% to the task at hand? How many times have you read or written the same sentence over and over again as your mind keeps wandering and thinking about other things? How often have you wanted to take a break from the family or kids but feared the consequences of doing so? It's time to take a break. Why do we not allow ourselves the time to take a time out? Perhaps we feel like we don't deserve it or that there's just not enough time. There are many genuine reasons for needing to complete jobs and tasks. However, we may also on occasion have hidden agendas as to why we cannot stop for a break. Why? Ego. Some people enjoy boasting about how late they can work in order to complete a project or how much effort they invested in order to complete a job so quickly. This type of person is often looking to impress others with their efforts, thereby increasing their ego in the process. Or perhaps you think that you can't take time off. I can't stop. I just have to get this finished. Does that sound familiar? I can't stop because the job has to be finished? Why? So I can move straight on to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing and the next thing? This person will find that there is always something that has to be done, which will consistently prevent him or her from taking a break. You feel that you need to be needed. A mother managing the household, kids, and other chores may feel that if her household will collapse if she were to put up her feet and take the weekend off. By not taking a break, she can keep convincing herself that her role is crucial and the family would collapse without her. This may be true, but it won't happen because she's taken the time off for herself.
Thanks for listening. As I said earlier, if you want more advice on how to combat chronic stress, my ebook is crammed full of useful tips, so please click the link in the description for this video to check it out.